out of 50 submissions because he believed in what we were doing. Now Richard Taylor is like the right-hand man to Peter Jackson, who does the Lord of the Rings trilogy, King Kong, The Hobbit. He's a 5-time Academy Award winner. We have the backing of really important people and people that know what they're talking about. But again, we're not trying to push it onto the general public. We're just trying to introduce it to a new group of people that haven't seen it before.
It's kind of like the days of Crocodile Dundee, where it was actually a film that got international acclaim, international recognition for Paul Hogan. But that was a film that was also funded in the old days, in the 80s, on a different, very, very different platform, but in very much the same vein. Australians coming together, believing in a project that is really good. Again, this project, and I'll read a quote from Richard Taylor as well. He says, I also lend my voice to endorsing and celebrating the film these guys are making. The script, the planning, and the design that they've done is far superior to a lot of other projects they've already read about. And there's no doubt that this will be one that they take on the road to making a truly wonderful piece of cinema. So I don't know if you can get much better praise than five-time Academy Award makeup guy. So I think the other question we want to ask obviously is, why zombies?
Again, we grew up with this kind of genre. We do this work every day. We love creating characters, creatures, monsters. That's what we grew up on. That's what we were watching in front of the TV and cinema, and that's why we're so passionate about creating films like this. However, Mary Doe isn't just a slasher horror film. It's a great story. It's got a great female character. It's a thriller. It's got, there's a lot of layers to the story. You're not just going to see young teenage girls being chased by zombies and getting killed. It's quite an intelligent story. It's just set against a zombie backdrop, which is one of the main themes of our story.
Maybe you should tell the guys about one of your experiences working with Westwood on Afghanistan, about how important it is that good makeup done properly and what it brings to a film.
Being a makeup artist, you have to be very creative. You have, as I explained before, you don't have to be the person that's on set that glues the makeup to the actor's face. If you don't like that aspect of our industry, you can be in the studio, you can be sculpting the character, you can be a mold maker, you can be a painter, you can be a hairdresser, you could be a designer, an illustrator. But in the end, all those skills come together to create something quite believable. If this character didn't look real, didn't find itself working into the story correctly, it would stand out like a sore thumb. So we're not just doing this to scare the public, to scare the viewer. In a way we are, but we're also, the character is part of the story. It elevates the story. It takes the story to another level. It's not just there for being a great makeup. If it's just that, then it kind of fails. It has to be able to tell the story and move the story forward.
Actually, that's a good point in this day and age with computer digital effects. Maybe you can talk a little bit about how important it is sometimes to have physical makeup.
In the last 5 to 10 years and the growth of visual effects and computer graphics, a lot of people are just putting characters on the screen that maybe don't look real and they don't interact with the other actors very well. You saw all the latest Star Wars films where they shot all the actors against green screen and the actors are pretending that they're seeing something, or they're pretending that they're in this amazing world. That works to some degree, but if you create your whole film within that green screen environment and try to create all your characters synthetically, I think that comes across in the final product. In the old days and films that are done properly, if you use a combination of physical makeup effects and models with visual effects, your film looks the best it can be. The viewer can never, for a long period of time, see a world that is fake. That they're always seeing an interaction of physicality of a character, and you're not taken out of the story. That's a big belief of mine and a big belief of a lot of our peers, that in the last 5 years the industry has gone so far into visual effects that a lot of people are rejecting it when it's completely like that. And there's this call back to using this physical makeup effects, which is again what we love, and something that we feel looks probably better a lot of times.
Well, how many zombies do you think are going to be in Manito?
This is just one of probably 200 or so zombies that we've created. We've got all these amazing creatures that we've built. You'll see some of the photos come up and I'll talk you through them. We've created miniature models that, when photographed correctly, look like amazing locations. Yeah, it's basically what we grew up on and we're really good at, and we're going to put them into a story that we really believe in.
Does anybody have any questions about doing makeup and stuff? Anybody want to be a zombie?